Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. I'm here with my beautiful soul sister, Teri Angel, and we are here for a meditation a day. Every day of the year, we do a live guided meditation, and on Wednesdays, Teri and I come together and do what we call meditation excavation. That's when we go into meditation together. We invite you to meditate along with us, and we will share with you what we're experiencing right there and right then. So we encourage you to go into meditation, and if you don't see or feel anything, use your imagination. Just follow along with us. What we're sharing is what our guides are sharing with us. It's a really unusual time that we spend together. And we've experienced some really magical, very spiritual, very inspirational things during these meditation excavations. Teri, any other words before we go in?
Just go with the flow. That's what we're learning to do. We never know where Spirit's going to take us and what road we're going down, but just know that it's all led by Spirit. We try to set ourselves aside and just say, okay, what do you want us to know today? And I think that's important for all of us to do, just to sit with those in those alone moments and say, what do you need me to know today? And I think that would be a great starting point for us all.
And I think it's important that you know who our guides are. So Teri and I work with the archangels, we work with Divine Mother, Kuan Yin, the Christ consciousness, the Creator. So we're not just sitting here listening to any being that might drop in. We really do surround ourselves in very high vibrational frequency, light beings, and that's who we're connecting with here. That's who we're one with here. So please join us this morning. So, Teri, with that, let's settle in and close your eyes. Find a comfortable spot on your chair where you're feeling supported. You can turn off any distractions. And let's just take a few cleansing breaths here for a moment. Just feel the cadence of your breathing slow down. And let's take a deep, slow breath and let's bring it into the heart space. And just feel the expansion of your heart space as you bring that breath in. And release. I'm being called to the throat chakra, so let's take a deep breath into that throat chakra. Feel the expansion. And release it. Now let's go to the third eye, right at your forehead. Take a deep breath in. Let's go with that expansion there. release it. And lastly, let's go to the crown chakra. Take a deep breath in. Let's feel that expansion in the crown chakra. First, let's go to the back of the crown chakra and have it expand out behind us. And release. And now let's take in a deep breath, and we're going to clear out and expand the front part of the crown chakra. And release it. And Teri, I'm seeing as we did that, I'm seeing some beans that came in on the front part. So that's interesting. I've never been directed to do that before, and then doing it, I'm seeing some guides coming in. So this is interesting. Teri, could you ask in the archangels, please?
Yes, and interesting that we're both getting some visions already, because as you were guiding us into that relaxing breath and focusing, it was like they had me sit in a recliner and put my feet up. So they want us to be very relaxed with this conversation today and this meditation. Let's surround ourselves with them. Let's call in Archangel Rafael, our angel of healing, because anytime we do our inner work, it's healing to us on all levels. It helps us to understand more that healing comes from within. Let's call in Archangel Michael and invoke his energy of protection, our guardian, the one who can cut the cords to things that aren't needed anymore and help us to see that we are safe to do our work. This is a safe environment, a secure place for whatever you need to come in and get rid of or take on. Whatever is for you today, Michael is right there guarding. And then we ask Archangel Gabriel to give us some clarity, help us to understand what we're seeing, what we're hearing, what's coming forth to us through our words and through our thoughts and visions. And Archangel Uriel, we invoke your beautiful grounding and balancing and centering energy as we put our feet on our earth planet and feel that crystalline center. That crystalline center and the grid is being brought up by Archangel Sandalphon. And we thank Sandalphon for being present with us as well. And going above, Archangel Metatron brings in a crystalline grid from source energy, the creator. We also invite Divine Mother, Christ consciousness, and overseeing it all is our creator, what I call God. You don't have to have a name, just envision that highest being that exists and ask that this meditation today bring us to a closer walk with our creator and a closer walk with our own spirituality. So breathe all of those energies in, and any other ascended masters, spirit guides, angels. I just see so many multitudes of angels floating right into our midst right now. And let's just take a moment to feel their energy and to feel the flutter of wings and to feel your own wings, your energetic wings, and let them really give homage to these beings that are coming in to help us today, to guide us today. So take one of those deep cleansing breaths in again, and let's just feel the energy and see where they're going to take us today.
Teri, I can't help but notice the two beings that came in, and I don't know if you're seeing them or not, but what who I noticed coming in, and I don't know these two beings, is they look like they're otherworldly. And I have learned that the archangels, the creator, the Christ consciousness, divine mother, all exist with the otherworldly population.
Mhm.
I believe God created everything that's in our world, including everything that we can't see. And so when we experience otherworldly beings, it's not a negative thing. It's part of God's creation. And I'm looking at these two, and I'm not exactly sure why they're here, if they're here to observe, as sometimes I've seen they will come in and just watch. But I don't think that's the case this morning. I think they're here to participate. Teri, can you feel them, see them at all?
Me too. It's interesting because the way I'm shown them is like a construction crew, and they've got this clipboard in their hands, and they're like got their heads together looking at the clipboard and looking at the game plan, and it's like what are we constructing, what are we working on, is there a repair that needs to be done, or is there a hole that needs to be dug? It's like they're really here with this meditation excavation, and they're here on purpose, they're here on a mission, and they're going to be kind of like the foreman of the crew, where we're going to listen to them. We're going to pay attention when they say, we're going to this spot now, we're going to go over here and do the work that needs to be done here. So yeah, I definitely see these guides that are here for us. I don't know who they are. I don't get a good feel for that we're supposed to call them anything, just to be open to listen and hear what they have to say.
Well, and I think it's interesting because they will present how we can receive them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So visually, yeah, visually and emotionally, they will present what we can accept. So what they look like to me may look very different to somebody else. I'm getting the clipboard thing, but what I'm seeing right now is it's like we're all sitting around, us and the guides, and these I'm seeing too, I don't know how many you're seeing, sitting around a board table, like discussing, and everybody's equal participants in the conversations. No one is taking over. It's a group effort here.
Yeah, and I love the diversity because my two guys have hard hats on, and one of them has like this bucket that's turned upside down, and he's got his foot up on the bucket and is holding his clipboard, and they're just really in this deep discussion about the way to move forward. And that's what they're wanting us to look at today, the way to move forward. Because many times we get caught up in the spin of things that's going on, and there's no forward movement. But to make progress, you have to put one foot down in front of the other. And we can't just stay stagnant in the energy that has us stuck, that has us where we can't move. And as you know, I've been doing a lot of traveling, and it's really great when the flow is good. But when you get to that construction site and everything comes down to a screeching halt and everybody is just kind of slow crawling, you're still making progress. And maybe those are the times when you pay more attention to things around you. So I feel like that's what the construction crew is doing today. they're like, let's slow this down a bit. Let's slow the whirling and the twirling and the spinning to where we can really look at what's around us.
So interesting. And I know this is about my own issue. I get this. And thank you. Thank you for that message. So I'm looking at all of the beings around the table. And I say beings lovingly, right? I mean, these are guides, these are archangels, divine mother. And the message that I was getting was, this isn't the time to sit there at your place at the table and go, gosh, am I good enough? Am I worthy of being here? No, that's not where we are, folks. We're at such a point in time where everyone who is a light worker, everyone who is conscious is needed to come to the table. And this isn't the time to be doubting your own self-worth in that. You just come to the table and you give everything you've got. I'm feeling, and I have been feeling, like this is such an amazing time of worlds coming together, realms coming together. And we've been talking about that here at Enlightened World, if you follow the meditations with me and Teri. And we've been feeling this influx of otherworldly participants into our 3D realm. And that's what this get together feels like to me. It's like a planning. Like, how are we going to make this work? How to best have whatever happens be for the highest good of everyone involved.
Yeah, it almost feels like there's a question out on the table, and we're all looking at our notepads and getting the inspired thought that comes through with that question. And what I'm hearing is what Heidi Little is bringing forth. How can we all work together to create a world that works for everybody? And I love that question, and I love that it seems like with all of the spin and all the chaos, we're looking at separation when we do that. Now it's time to look at collaboration. It's time to look at how do we bring this all together now. Let's stop the spinning. Let's stop going off into separate corners and come to this table. And I see it as a round table. I don't see a square. I see a round. There's no beginning. There's no end. There's no one that's at the head of the table. We're all equal. And we're all just putting our minds together and seeing how we can come up with solutions instead of what's the separate issues. How can we all come into one accord, into one unified field?
So, two thoughts. One is that there are already on Earth people with us who are part otherworldly, a hybrid, if you will. And I know we're going out on a limb here. We don't often talk about these things. But there are people here who already are representing this other realm. They've been here. They're our friends. They're our family members. And so this shouldn't be like us against them. I think it's perhaps just lifting the veil a little bit on our understanding of what we're already working with. So that plus, I'm really feeling the Creator's presence, and I was seeing this beautiful divine white light from the Creator shining down on the table and everyone at the table. I'm hearing the words in one accord.
Mm-hmm.
We are God. God is us. We are one in the Creator. And this conversation at this round board table is really just that, being one in one accord with the Creator. And I'm seeing that same divine light shining on everyone who's watching this. It's not just the folks at the table. Come to the table, folks. You are one with the Creator. You are one with us. Come to this table. This table will get broad enough to fit anyone and everyone who comes. It's not a select group. Teri, as I'm watching the table get larger, as more people are joining at the table, I'm seeing more angels come in. I'm seeing more otherworldly members come in. I'm seeing the ascended masters come forward. This is big. This is not just 10 of us. This is big.
And I'm seeing not just people or the angels or the extraterrestrials, but I'm also seeing dragons.
Mm.
There was like a little baby dragon that just crawled up in somebody's lap.
Mm.
And there's elementals. This is comprehensive. It's not singling out any one thing or one group or one person. This is universal for all, to bring in the unity, to bring us all together, like you said, in one accord.
And I heard the words all of creation.
Mm-hmm.
And total goosebumps. We're not talking just our animals, our plants, anything living. It's also, as Teri said, the elementals, that those other realms, all God created, but coming together in one space. We don't often get to see the realms converge on themselves.
Yeah, because it's time to really stop looking at things as separate. And I see like dimensions collapsing, timelines collapsing.
Yeah.
It's all coming together for peace, for unity, for us to learn how to live together. We haven't done that before. We haven't really stopped and said, how can we live together? How can we all be in the same space at the same time and not have ego pop up and not have agendas pop up? There's no agendas, only love.
Well, and I'd like to broaden the where. This isn't just on planet Earth. This is so much more expansive than that. It's not like we're all fighting for space on Earth. Go broader. Does that make sense, Tara? Go much more expansive.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had the vision of the Milky Way, which can be seen very clearly right now out in the western part of the United States. And I think it's all galaxies everywhere.
Yeah. Even those that we can't even fathom.
Mhm.
So I heard, so what does that mean today? What does that mean for me today? How do we go from this expansive space of knowingness and understanding to, okay, I live in the 3D, and what does that mean for me today? And I'm seeing, even as you see other people, realizing you don't know their story, you don't know what their makeup is, where they're from. And when you look at a plant, seeing that energy field that is that plant, really seeing the energy of each person and every living thing, because that's so different than just seeing it in its 3D form. And Teri, I'm expecting to hear you talk about loving kindness.
Yes, that open heart, acceptance. That's the word I'm hearing. Acceptance. When we can sit at a table with maybe something we can't comprehend, maybe you're not ready yet, your human brain is not ready yet to accept a dragon being right at the table with you, or an extraterrestrial, or even an angelic being. But you can say, I'm willing to open my mind to accept. Then you're beginning to heal, and you're beginning to put forth that energy of love, unconditional love, and not go immediately to the separation thought that that's not like me, I'm not like that. But look at the possibility. And when we look at possibility, then we can bring that energy right in front of us. And we can look and say, you know what? I may not understand you. I may not understand the words you're saying or the way you're saying it, but I understand love. I understand what that feels like because I have that gift of love from the Creator, and it's not mine to keep. If I'm given that love, I'm given it for a purpose, and that purpose is to share. And in that sharing, you're opening up that possibility that peace can exist, that kindness can exist. So just go to that place inside where you know that you're loved. There may be some human things going on in there, some thoughts, some beliefs, some habits, but just be open today. That's all we're asking. Just have that open mind that I can accept this in this moment. I'm not going to just shut it down and look at myself as an outsider. I'm going to be in that table, sitting right there in that boardroom. I have a seat that has my name on it. I have a nameplate.
Yep, absolutely.
Inclusivity, that's the word, inclusivity. Just everybody's included.
And knowing that the spark of the Creator is in you, knowing that you are love, helps us when we look at somebody else in the room and recognize that spark of the Creator, that love in them and in the animals and in the plants and in the foods that you eat. Seek out that love. Seek out that love of the Creator in each and every person and living thing, and see if that doesn't shift your perspective, broaden your perspective. Wow, Teri, that's beautiful this morning.
Yes, I'm seeing all kinds of colors coming in. I see a lot of purple right now. Divine Mother is very happy that we're doing this. And I feel like it was totally her inspired thought today for us to talk about openness and love and acceptance, to really open up to our divinity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all the beings that came through, that showed up for us just as we showed up for them. And I see that construction foreman now, and they've got their plan. The page is complete, and they're ready to move traffic along.
It feels like the meeting is being adjourned, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
I'm hearing we are complete.
Wow.
Mm.
Very cool, Teri. Thank you. Thank you for excavating with me. And thank you too, Teri, for, and if y'all can hear our puppy upstairs, he's got a lot to say this morning. Thank you, Teri, for living your life out loud so we can watch it and learn from your modeling. It means the world to have a soul sister who's out there living it, because that gives us the courage to go and live it out loud as well. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just like that metaphor, just do it. And I love it. I love life right now. Every part of it, even those parts that might be a little uncomfortable, there's a lesson in each thing. So if we all can remember that when we have the struggles, when we have things that we're going through, just know that there's always something that's the purpose behind it. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you for your words. I appreciate you. I appreciate Enlightened World Network so much for every day bringing a meditation, every day new, every day fresh, and the diversity. We never know what we're going to get when we come on here with meditation excavation, but also we have many presenters that come in and they bring their own flavor and their own way to lead us and to guide us in a meditation. So I certainly appreciate this platform. Thank you for bringing it forth and birthing it into the world, along with Archangel Michael, of course.
I'm going to say I'm not taking credit on this one.
You listened, though. That's the important thing. You showed up.
Exactly. Well, friends, thank you for being here. We know this is not your mama's meditation. This is not your mama's network unless your mama's open to exploring about the different archangels and the different spiritual divinity. So thank you. Thank you for being risk takers in your own spiritual transformation to join us. We know this is not for everyone, but the folks that it's for, it means the world. So thank you.
So much love to all of you.
Exactly. So much love. You all take good care, and God bless. We'll see you soon.